us to think of broadening our imaginations by allowing us to consider that having a vocation is not necessarily mean that you're going to end up in the church one day. You don't need to be a pastor. You can be the best social worker that you can be. You can be a school teacher. You can be a grassroots community organizer. You don't need to be dressed in an alb, standing at the front, hand raised. You can do any amount of thing, and God has chosen you to do that, not because he doesn't think that you have a place in the body of Christ, but because you are an integral part of the body, and he needs to be able to work through a wide series of ways rather than just in the pulpit.
So one of the best events that we did this month was going to Columbus and meeting a guy named Jed and talking about the ministry that they do there. They do a program that's very similar to ALT, but also kind of similar to AmeriCorps in that they do a lot of service work in the community around them. So they work with community gardens and also some rebuilding or refurnishing houses to accommodate low-income families. And it was just really cool learning about what they do and seeing all of the similarities between their program and also our program, and just knowing that that kind of thing is out there.
And I think ALT really played a part in fostering my imagination for my future. I came into this with a specific idea of what I'm going to do with my life, and ALT really helped me imagine a different future, or not necessarily change my mind, but opened my eyes to a whole array of possibilities rather than just being stuck in one thing, and allowing me some room for creativity in what I want to do with my life. So that was cool.
And so what we've been up to here recently at Toledo is there's a local coffee place that does trivia. And so as a group, we decided to one night go down there and give a crack at it. So, and we've only done it once, but we've managed to win the one time that we went. We lucked out in that the final Jeopardy question the category was military history, which for anyone who knows me means that we had that one in the bag.
When we were in Fremont visiting some church conglomerates and learning about their community organization and activism, their streets are they're kind of sloping a little bit, as much of a slope you can have in Ohio, and kind of hard to figure out just because the streets people are coming different ways, and I guess it can make a person worried if they have kids rocking the street. They want to make sure that everyone is taken care of. And Melissa, I think, has really stepped up to her role as the mother of the group, and you could see that when we were all crossing the street, because she's outstretching her arms, making sure that we're all safe crossing the street. It was like a mother hen or something, and just watching her for the whole length of it, just holding her arms out. And Trevor was like, "Why are you doing this? We are all in our 20s. Why are you?" But it was cute. It's a real.
So at the beginning of November, some of us went to an interfaith dialogue discussion given by the Interfaith Amigos, which are a rabbi, an imam, and a pastor. And the discussion was about the problems and promises of interfaith dialogue. And one of the things that they talked about were the 5 steps for effective dialogue. And these are: 1, create context in which we can learn about one another. 2, share core teachings of one's traditions, the guiding truths, what is central and core to that faith. 3, applying critical thinking. This is done through verses and practices that are consistent to the tradition, but then also those which are inconsistent. 4, engage in difficult conversations. This is bound to happen because not everyone has the same beliefs. And 5, having an experience with other faith traditions.
And really, so far, my alt experience has been really fun and challenging. It's really opened my eyes to a lot of things that I didn't really think about before.
It's a really kind of quick family, but it's not forced. It's just kind of here, and we embrace it with everything that we've got.
The job of humans is to be loving toward one another, to be charitable, to give devotion to God. It's not to be these people that point fingers at one another. So I really appreciated that coming from a Muslim brother.
Overall, I guess I'm finding that I have more confidence in like self-power than what I give myself credit for.
It was really nice the first night that we got back and we talked about our vacations, and it was really cool seeing everyone again and watching them slip back into their accents, their native language.
And I constantly want to fight everything, and yet I barely reach 5 feet. And it's quite the opposite for the taller people of our group. They're the quieter ones, and so we have an interesting dynamic, and it makes for a fun time.